Good morning. Welcome to Lesson 133. I will not value what is valueless. Sometimes in teaching there is benefit, particularly after you have gone through what seems theoretical and far from what the student has already learned, to bring him back to practical concerns, and this we will do today. We will not speak of lofty, world-encompassing ideas, but dwell instead on benefits to you. You do not ask too much of life, but far too little. When you let your mind be drawn to bodily concerns, to things you buy, to eminence as valued by the world, you ask for sorrow, not for happiness. This course does not attempt to take you from the little you have. It does not try to substitute utopian ideas for satisfactions which the world contains. There are no satisfactions in the world. By the way, we do have two 15-minute practices today. Today, we list the real criteria by which to test all things you think you want. Unless they meet these sound requirements, they are not worth desiring at all, for they can but replace what offers more. The laws that govern choice you cannot make, no more than can you make alternatives from which to choose. The choosing you can do, indeed, you must. But it is wise to learn the laws you set in motion when you choose, and what alternatives you choose between. We have already stressed there are but two, however many there appear to be. The range is set, and this we cannot change. It would be most ungenerous to let your alternatives be limitless, and thus delay your final choice until you had considered all of them in time, and not been brought so clearly to the place where there is but one choice that must be made. Another kindly and related law is that there is no compromise in what your choice must bring. It cannot give you just a little, for there is no in-between. Each choice you make brings everything to you or nothing. Therefore, if you learn the tests by which you can distinguish everything from nothing, you will make the better choice. First, if you choose a thing that will not last forever, what you choose is valueless. A temporary value is without all value. Time can never take away a value that is real. What fades and dies was never there, and makes no offering to him who chooses it. He is deceived by nothing in a form he thinks he likes. Next, if you choose to take a thing away from someone else, you will have nothing left. This is because when you deny his right to everything, you have denied your own. You therefore will not recognize the things you really have, denying they are there. Who seeks to take away has been deceived by the illusion loss can offer gain. Yet loss must offer loss and nothing more. Your next consideration is the one on which the others rest. Why is the choice you make of value to you? What attracts your mind to it? What purpose does it serve? Here it is easiest of all to be deceived. For what the ego wants, it fails to recognize. It does not even tell the truth as it perceives it, for it needs to keep the halo which it uses to protect its goals from tarnish and from rust, that you may see how innocent it is. Yet is its camouflage a thin veneer which could deceive but those who are content to be deceived. Its goals are obvious to anyone who cares to look for them. Here is deception doubled, for the one who is deceived will not perceive that he has merely failed to gain. He will believe that he has served the ego's hidden goals. Yet though he tries to keep its halo clear within his vision, still he must perceive its tarnished edges and rusted core. His ineffectual mistakes appear as sins to him, because he looks upon the tarnish as his own, the rust a sign of deep unworthiness within himself. He who would still preserve the ego's goals and serve them as his own makes no mistakes, according to the dictates of his guide. This guidance teaches it is error to believe that sins are but mistakes, for who would suffer for his sins if this were so? And so we come to the criterion for choice that is hardest to believe, because its obvious is overlaid with many layers of obscurity. If you feel any guilt about your choice, You have allowed the ego's goals to come between the real alternatives, and thus you do not realize there are but two, and the alternative you think you choose seems fearful and too dangerous to be the nothingness it actually is. All things are valuable or valueless, worthy or not of being sought at all, entirely desirable or not worth the slightest effort to obtain. Choosing is easy because of this. Complexity is nothing but a screen of smoke, which hides the very simple fact that no decision can be difficult. What is the gain to you in learning this? It is far more than merely letting you make choices easily and without pain. Heaven itself is reached with empty hands and open minds, which come with nothing to find everything and claim it as their own. We will attempt to reach this state today with self-deception laid aside, and with an honest willingness to value but the truly valuable and real. Our two extended practice periods of 15 minutes each begin with this. I will not value what is valueless, and only what has value do I seek, for only that do I desire to find. And then receive what waits for everyone who reaches, unencumbered, to the gate of heaven, which swings open as we come. Should you begin to let yourself collect some needless burdens, or believe you see some difficult decisions facing you, be quick to answer with this simple thought. I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me, and that is heaven. Let's begin our 15-minute practice. Breathing in and out. Taking a moment to settle into the body. Oops. Noticing where the feet make contact with the floor or mattress if you're lying down, or whatever surface your feet happen to be resting on. Sending our awareness up the legs, towards the knees, up the thighs and toward our sit bones, noticing where our bottoms make contact with the chair or other surface. And sending our awareness into the torso, relaxing the belly, relaxing the hands, sending our awareness further up, through the torso, noticing the rise and fall as we breathe. Sending our awareness up towards the heart. Remembering that the electricity of our hearts emanates out in waves that go a long distance. And finally, relaxing the face and shoulders, sending our awareness up to the top of our head. Just bringing our focus back to the minutiae of the body so that we can take a moment's break from the worrying and planning of our days. And breathing in, we say, I will not value what is valueless. Breathing out, for what is valuable already belongs to me. Breathing in, I will not value what is valueless. Breathing out. What is valuable already belongs to me. Breathing in. I will not value what is valueless. Breathing out. Breathing in, only what has value do I seek. And breathing out. Breathing in, only that do I desire to find. And breathing out. As we continue to notice the rise and fall of the torso as we breathe in today's lesson, we breathe out what no longer serves us. The attachments to things that are valueless, the areas where we think we find our self-worth and our meaning. Perhaps it's from our role as caretakers, providers. Perhaps it's a quest for riches, fame, power, stuff. Here Jesus tells us none of those things can have any value if we're missing the prime directive, which is to value our relationship with the Creator. And how do we do that? It is by acknowledging we are one with the Creator, one with others, and letting go of judgments and offering forgiveness. That is how we show our love for the Creator. Our relationship for the Creator is manifested in how we treat others. Jesus was pretty clear about this in the Sermon on the Mount, and he hammers it on the head over and over in A Course in Miracles. Next, breathing in and out, understanding we have nothing to strive for. What is valuable already belongs to us, and that is our unity with all life, our unity with the Creator, our connection to the Creator. It's just a matter of recognizing it and shifting our gaze so that all of our interactions can take place from this empowered and loving stance, instead of the warlike stance in which the world finds itself and we find ourselves when we're here. As we continue to breathe in and out, releasing all of the obstacles our egos are generating to today's wonderful idea. Very practical, as Jesus puts it. The baby. Most important part of our practice today is resting in the quiet certainty of our connection, our unity, feeling cared for, uplifted, full of joy and ease, full of abundance, prosperity, wisdom, and clarity, spending as many moments as we can in this wonderful condition. Our meditation time in this rest is where we can recharge our batteries. And the more time we spend in this state, the easier it is for us to bring this wisdom, clarity, ease, sense of unity into our day-to-day lives. So that it's not just something we turn on for these 15 minutes of practice. We want to carry this vision forward through the day, all day long. It seems like such hard work, but yesterday Jesus told us it's actually no work. It's already done. It's our willingness that's the work. How can we become more willing? Sit in the rest and ease and love and wisdom of the Creator. It feels so good. It feels so good. We want to feel this good all the time. We want to be able to carry this wisdom and prosperity forward instead of feeling like we're stuck at the bottom of the trench covered in mud, waiting to be attacked. Just enjoying this light and love, the light and love of our connection to the Creator, of our unity with all life. It's so beautiful. What a wonderful vision of the world, and how excellent to know that this is the truth. And how excellent to know that this is true all the time. The truth can't be true just part of the time. It's all the time. When it's most painful, this is still true. And just breathing in and out, enjoying the certainty and abundance this provides in our lives. Balthazar, don't do it. Come back. Yeah, they're waiting patiently to be fed. Breathing in, I will not value what is valueless, and only what has value do I seek, for only that do I desire to find. Breathing in, I will not value what is valueless, for what is valuable belongs to me. Reminder, when we let our minds be drawn to bodily concerns, to things we buy, to eminence as valued by the world, we ask for sorrow, not for happiness. There are no satisfactions in the world. Does Jesus mean everything here stinks and we should go shave our heads and join a monastery? No. Jesus has always spoken in hyperbole. And what he is saying here is that our true sense of worth and value does not come from these worldly pursuits. And if we're waiting for the circumstances and the relationships of the world to line up so that we can feel better, that is asking for sorrow. He says it's the other way around. Bask in appreciation. Bask in wisdom, connection, the beauty of our connection. And then all other things, this brings meaning to all other things. It gives us strength to handle sorrow. Thank you for joining me for today's practice. I wish you a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.